Okay, I got some time today. I'm going to start working these ports there. You can see that one's full of epoxy there. And this one is the one I didn't get enough on the hump over there, so I need to take some of this out and apply some more down in this area right here, right on the floor. You can't really see that, but this one I got plenty in on the hump there. Let me see if I can show you that or not. So basically what I'm talking about is right on the edge here on the floor, right about there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right about where the edge of my finger is coming out there. There's a hump right there that I added in. And this one, I guess I missed a spot there, or the epoxy moved or something. I probably missed it because I was in a hurry. But this one I need to take some out of. Well, both of them I need to take some out of and start working them. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm starting off with a little small cartridge roll there. Smallest one I got, really. Well, not the smallest one of the smaller ones. Let's see how we do here. We'll start on the ones really. We'll start on this one here first. Whew. Yeah, it still stinks, man. It still stinks. Let me grab a mask here so I'm not breathing that stuff. I know it'll irritate your lungs. This stuff still smells like rotten fish. It'd be easier to use a burr on this, but I don't want to take out too much at one time because I kind of got the shape I wanted in there. Kind of sort of got some material to work with. And if you use a burr in there, it's going to take out way too much too quick. Yeah, I missed a good section of it in there on this. Let's see, this is the right head. On the right head, I missed a good section of it on the floor there, so I'm going to have to smooth this out and add some like right in this area on the floor, like right where under my thumb is, right there inside. So at least we're closer. Yeah, a little bit more right there. I need to add like a 1/4 inch right around this nub here. I got like a void, I guess you'd call it. Maybe there was an air bubble there or something. But we'll work on it and see. I don't know. It's like this side's pretty good. I got to put some on this side over here, like right just inside of there. But overall, it's turned out. Now you're having to roll it back and forth because you're not putting hardly any pressure on it at all. So let the tool do the work. And start off with a little bit finer grit than you think you need. You're not trying to remove a whole lot of material at one time. Just work it until you start getting a shape. And sometimes it helps if you have a little bit longer certain heads. If you have a little bit longer shank cartridge holder on there to do it, it just allows you to get more angle out of it to get into finer places. Because you can see there, I need to get like right there, but I don't have enough the tool sitting the head, so probably need to swap that out with a longer one here in a minute. Not really. If I can get this side over here, for right now, it should be fairly good. And when you're doing this, you know, this stuff is going everywhere. So anything you have apart that you're either going to need to cover it, which is highly suggested. If you got an engine apart, clean it or cover it. Stuff every orifice, and then put plastic over top of it or something like that. We'll blow everything off really good in the shop here. And even if you're doing it in an enclosed garage, especially out here, it isn't actually that horrible. But the wind is blowing slightly, so it is blowing in the shop there. But it is what it is. And the only drawback of this tool here is this thing gets hot right up here on the edge of it. So air tool, not so much. These cable operated tools. Yeah, good thing about this, you don't need to have a really big compressor to run it. It's just electric. It goes and goes and goes. It's not as noisy. And for some people, it's a little bit easier to control. I could do either air or electric. And you need to watch out how thin you're making the valve seat. You don't want to take a lot of material off the valve seat there. You take too much off and they tend to get loose because you don't have the support. So be very careful of that. You know, on a cast iron head, it doesn't really matter. You can go and go and go until you get the seat opening you want for whatever size valve you're using. With drop-in seats or pressed-in seats with an interference fit, you can only go so big on them before you're having to put new seats in there. And some heads are different than others. You know, like Harley Davidson 883 head, you can drop. Kibble White makes 1200 size valve to go into them that machines right in there. Plenty of stability on that seat to go to a 1200 size valve. These things, not really. They're thick, but they're not super thick, so you run into stability problems with the seat there. You don't want to be dropping seats out. That's bad. I've done it. Not on purpose, but it's happened on occasion. Nothing on the street, always on the track bike. It's running a hell of a lot higher temperatures. I think we got a pretty good basic shape in there. I just need to add some more where I missed that spot right there. And it's rounded off pretty good. Still need to work it some, like right basically right there. Still got like a little sharp edge right there. Not really sharp, but not like I want it. So I want it kind of rounded. Not really, not like this, not like that, you know, round. So kind of like that, nice hump to follow. And I'm gonna have to let this thing cool off a little bit. It's pretty hot right now. So then we'll start working on this one. This one I got a lot more epoxy in on this left head, at least right in the hump there. So I'm probably gonna have to use a burr on that one, or I'm going to use a burr because that's a lot more material that I put in there. And I don't know that I'll be mixing epoxy today. It's Sunday, and we may or may not. Let me have a little dip of skull here while I'm waiting for this thing to cool off. Okay. Let's continue on a little bit. Uh-oh. I think my cable's screwed up now. Yeah, see? I think my cable's ate up on the end of it. I'm going to have to replace my damn cable. But anyway, you get the idea of what you're doing there. So, take your time, Jason. Just practice your technique. Yeah, try not to remove a lot of material. I will tell you that areas you need to work on are like down the sides here, on the hump at the bottom. And if you look in the bowl here, right in this transition right here, where it comes in the sides there. You don't want it really wide, but you can widen it out some. You'll get a area right here, kind of in between the sides of the port and the floor of the port, that you can work on, like here and here. Helps out. And I guess I'll work on these some more tomorrow. I think it's about snack time now, here in a little bit. But I'll continue on. I need to find my other cable and put it on there. Actually, you know what? Let me pull this cable out and take a look at it while we're out here. When I got a replacement for this thing, that they sent another cable with it, or 2 more cables. That's really the only drawback to that. There is that you can chew up a cable. That and the head heats up here when you're using it, and you need to keep it greased. So this motor right here on these things, it's a left-handed thread to get the cable off. And they don't like a lot of angle when you're using them. Yeah, it ripped it right off of there. So I need to pull this off. Now these here actually have a set screw on here, which is better than the one that just plugs in there, because the other one that just plugs in, those are really bad. About tearing the ends off of it.